Mind has four parts: mana, buddhi, chitta, and ahankar. First mind is the sequence when it was mentioned was different. Man, buddhi, chitta, and ahankar. Ahankar was the last. But now, in present scenario, ahankar is the first. Ego mind is the first mind, which we recognize and feel and be with all the time. Anyone has this mind as the premier mind, a prime mind. First of all, before we talk about mind, you must be knowing, if not knowing, I will mention that mind is not a hardware, it's a software. There's no physical part of mind. It is a software in our system, in our personality. So this ego mind is also a software, a soft programming. And it is in our outer circle. It is sometimes very far. The circle of the ego mind is very far, so big, depending upon how big is your personality, that bigger will be the ego mind. Now, suppose Nutanji is here in ashram. When she comes, we see her from very far, and her presence is already there. The moment we see a person, the presence is there, that is the ego mind. All about the characteristics and knowing about the person through which is the ego mind. Then it is like a shadow. We cannot leave all the time. Ego mind. This identity is my name, my characteristics, my citizenship, my religion, and everything we talk about ourselves, it is from ego mind. So we identify ourselves from ego mind. This is the first thing we should understand. Ego mind is the first one. Then comes manas, the sensory mind, through which we know the world. We taste the world. We experience the world. We perform we experience everything around us, far from us, perform all the activities, all from sensory mind, manas. This has a big effect in influence in our personality, in our day-to-day life. Then comes the third one, which is the chitta, memory mind, where we store all the impressions of our experiences, visual or other sensory, through our sensory mind. So we store billions and trillions of impressions in this chitta mind, and it is not just storing like a computer or hardware. It is an active. All these impressions are active files. They're all alive. So there's a lot of influence on the mind of this chitta mind. The Yoga Shastra starts from here, chitta vritti viruddha. We have to control or direct in our own way the vrittis of the chitta. Chitta has big effect in non-control or control of the mind. And the last one is buddhi, which is intellect, the programmed mind. I said the programmed mind, which is something using which we live this life. We think, we react, we like, we dislike, we make desires, we make wishes, and we go for things. We want this, we want this, we want this. It's all from our intellect mind. Now, intellect mind more big part of intellect mind gets developed automatically, big part by the age of 7 and later part by the age of 17. Whatever we are doing today, the way we talk, walk, eat, sleep, think, behave, all from intellect mind, and which was developed long ago, before 17 years, most of it. Whatever we have learned by the age of 17, we are living with that learning. We are living with that programming. The new programming is almost not there. We are not learning new things. If we are reading, we are we say we are learning music. No, we are, it is not possible now. I'm saying it is not possible now. If you want to learn music, if you want to learn anything, the age is already gone. Before 17 is the age. Now you will try to learn, but you will never be succeeded. Anyone wants to start something like classical music at the age of 40, it is impossible. I say it is impossible. There is no any such example in hundreds and thousands of years. Whosoever has become a great master in any field, they have started their learning before the age of 17. As far as intellect mind is concerned, that is all information. There is something else. Using that intellect, we perform our life, we live our life, we do all the activities. Even thinking is done from that programmed mind. We have our own thought pattern. We don't go away from our thought pattern. That is intellect. So some people, they use intellect or intellectual mind. And the people who uses intellect most, they are called intellectual. Majority of people, they don't use intellect. Suppose we are 8 billion people. In my opinion and understanding, hardly 3 billion, 3, 300, 3 million people are 3 million people are using intellect. Rest are not using intellect. They use intellect rarely and live their life, whatever programming they have done, they do it. Anything which comes to you for the first time, that only at that time, momentary, we use our intellect and we become intellectual. Momentary. Rest of the time, we don't use our intellect. We just do the reactions. We wear the clothes, we comb our hair, we take shower, we eat food, we talk, we walk, we do everything with programmed intellect. We don't learn new things, we avoid. We want to do many things. We want to read books, we want to learn yoga, we want to go beyond all these things. Many people looking at others, we think that we should also learn this. But this programmed mind itself doesn't allow you to learn new things, read new things. There are many people, I visit their house, they have a bookshelf filled with books. But I ask them, have you read some books, some of the books from here? They become mauna. And even they have read the book, they have turned the pages, not have gone to the wisdom. That programming is not there to read the books. We are living, for example, we are living in a country and our dharma grantha, if I ask you, which is the most precious um, book or scripture, like for Christians, the Bible is there, for Muslims, the Quran is there. What is the most valuable, prestigious book for Indians, for Hindus? Many of you may answer Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Right or wrong? But if I ask you the second question, how many of Hindus have read Srimad Bhagavad Gita? It will be only few 100,000. Huh? 2-3 lakhs, not 135 billion, 1.35 billion. No, few 100,000 people have read Srimad Bhagavad Gita. I kept asking 10, 15 years before, all the Hindus, are you Hindu? Yes, I'm Hindu. Have you read Srimad Bhagavad Gita? Yes, I have turned some pages. That's it. And that too, because of it was a forceful something. And we were in a school and we had to chant 15th chapter. That's why. Otherwise, no. So, friends, the reading habit is not there. It was not produced. Nirmana nahi hua. So, it is not there. After yoga, when we practice yoga, we understand all these things and we interfere in this programmed mind. We bring down the ego mind, we understand what is ego mind, and we make it shunya. We come away from these false identities and become a pure person, which is a pure human being, which is Paramatma ka ansh hai, this connection of God, and we are simple human being. And there are some things belonging to me. I don't belong to them. There is a name belonging to me. There is a citizenship belonging to me. There is a religion belonging to me. I don't belong to them. This is the result of practice of yoga. We become a simple, pure, humble, polite person, a sadhaka, which has no identity as such. So ego mind is firstly need to be controlled to go to the consciousness. Then manas mind has to be controlled through the practice of yoga, various aspects of yoga. Sensory control, then cravings and desires and want has to be away from our life. Yoga sadhaka means no want, no desire, no cravings. If need is there, the fulfillment should be there. Need and want, they are two different things. I'm thirsty, the need is of water. I'm thirsty and I want Coca-Cola. So this is the difference between want and need. A yogi, a yoga sadhaka, slowly and gradually comes away from want category, want, desires, and cravings. He becomes a need-oriented person. Then a chitta shuddhi is important. Chitta mal shuddhi. So by being in a special surrounding, a pure surrounding, like ashram surrounding, when we live in a sadhana uh, life, chittamal shuddhi happens automatically. We are not part of the world. We are not listening to all this garbage, unnecessary news, violence, and other things. Then we become chittamal shuddhi. Chitta is like when we don't recollect our memories, it goes into the recycle bin. If I look at Nutan, many times her image will come in my mind often. But if I don't see her for 5 years, it will be blur image. If I don't see her for 20 years, it will be difficult to get her image in my mind. If I don't talk to her for 20 years, I have to remember what is the name of that girl I met in Kevalidham. So it has its own process, like in computer we have. If we put things in recycle bin, automatically after 7 days, the file gets deleted in Gmail. So if we don't be with this bhautika sansar, we be with Adhyatmic Sanskar, Sansara, automatically Chitta Shuddhi happens. And other things like practice of meditation, right food, right amount of food, right environment, and right people surrounding creates Chittamal Shuddhi. And the yogic practices obviously is there. Then the fourth one is their intellect. This is important for you to understand. And this is like we have to understand the programming of our mind, how we behave, how we react, how we think, how my body and mind is there working robot like a robot. Some programming is already done and we are just living with that program. Friends, we have to come out of this robotic programming and create a new programming. Once we do that, our, the, our thought pattern, our behavior, our control over senses occurs, then we can think of going beyond mind. And first thing, first stage, going beyond mind, beyond intellect, beyond all these four chambers, is the intelligence. Intelligence and intellect are two different things. Okay, we should understand this point, very necessary. Intellect is the programmed mind. Intelligence, you create that mind. You yourself create a particular thought pattern, particular behavior, particular way of reacting. That is done through intelligence. 28, 29 years before, I was a person with the programmed mind. Then, with the blessings of my Guru and his teachings, I created a new mind, or new mind got created. I should remove the word I. Through that training in Guru Shishya Parampara, a new thought pattern, new behavior, new actions, new reactions got developed through intelligence. I used intelligence to create a new mind, new intellect. Before that time, I was entirely different person. My vocabulary was different. Shout, anger, greed, jealousness, envy, all these things were part of my personality. Now they have disappeared. I don't know where. That programmed mind is gone. Now new programming is done. And this new programming, using the intellect, again, yogi never stops. This creating a new programming continues towards the end of the life. It never stops. The sadhana has to be there every day. Now, ego mind, manas mind, sensory mind, then intellect, then intelligence. After this comes the consciousness, the Chetana. To give you a simple explanation through example, suppose I say, I am eating. So this is who is saying this? Combination of my ego mind and my sensory mind. I am ego mind, eating sensory mind. I'm using just two minds. I am eating and it is so tasty, so good, so nutritious. I used all three minds, ego, sensory, intellect. I am eating this particular recipe. It's so tasty, so nutritious, and I remember that I used to eat when I was in that city. I used all my four minds, ego mind, manas mind, intellect, and the chitta also. Now, I am eating this food. It's so tasty, so nutritious. And I remember I had taken this food when I was indoor, but now I must eat this food in a different way. I'm using my intelligence also. I'm using my intelligence little by little. Now, next example of intelligence. I'm observing that my body is eating the food. We are now different. I am observing that my mind is, my body is eating the food. So I become my mind. Mind is observing the body is eating food. This is from intelligence, mind. Intelligence is observing that the body is eating food. Next level, consciousness, to understand consciousness. I'm conscious that my mind is observing that my body is eating food. I'm just conscious. So this conscious aspect of our personality is so far away from this mind-body complex. We are Chetana now. The consciousness is observing. Not consciousness doesn't observe, it witnesses. Consciousness witnesses. चेतना साक्षी रहती है, interference नहीं करती है, doesn't interfere. So I'm conscious that the mind is observing. Mind observes. The body is eating. Body eats. I'm conscious. The mind is sensing pain in the body. One person says, I am with pain. And yogi says, I'm conscious. I'm conscious that the mind is sensing, feeling pain in the body belong to this mind. So this is all difficult to understand. But when you practice, go into all these things, do thought process, and start to bring it into life. This is what has happened to Buddha. An arrow came and hurt, injured his hand. The word he said is this one. It's not to me. This arrow has not injured me. It has injured the part of the body which belongs to me. I don't belong to this. So the pain is there not to me, it to the body or to the mind belonging to that body. So yogis are so far away from this body and mind, they're unaffected. They never get affected with this. They're just simply witnessing, not action, witnessing. So this is the consciousness through which you witness everything. Now, what we can do beyond mind through this consciousness? Friends, we have to understand that this consciousness has few other aspects, few other parts. There are three. One is consciousness through which you witness. There is a subconsciousness, and this conscious mind and subconscious mind and unconscious mind. Through conscious mind, you witness. Through subconscious mind, all your inner activity gets performed. You eat food, you witnessed through conscious mind, observed by mind, action done by body. The food has swallowed. And after here, the work starts from the subconscious mind. Subconscious minds Catch that food, take it to the stomach, do all the processing till it comes out in the morning. So all the inner activities in the body, even in the mind, is done by our subconscious mind. The breath you are taking is from subconscious mind. The heart is functioning, subconscious mind. The liver is functioning, kidney is functioning, brain is functioning, eyes, nose, everything is functioning from subconscious mind. Only subconscious mind has the ability to work this much. Your mind is very tiny. It cannot do anything. If for some moment God decides and say, okay, for 5 minutes, I leave you. I leave my control on your subconscious mind. Now you go and breathe. Breathe. You breathe. You take your care of your heartbeats. What will happen? If we have to do our breathing and heartbeats, we will die very soon. It is not in my potential. I'm not, my mind is not, my mind is important for that. No, we cannot. Only the subconscious mind, which is connected with the soul and the supreme soul. It's not me living, it's not I am living. I am lived because of His grace. He controls, He has the connection to my soul. My soul is there with the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind belongs to my soul, not with this physical part. And this soul is, as long as the soul is there, this subconscious mind will work very nicely all the part of my body. Everything, all the cells are there. Trillions of cells are there. Each cell is controlled. Trillions of cells, and each cell is acting in a very controlled manner. Like I have a horse and I control my horse. So same way, one horse I'm controlling, this subconscious mind is controlling trillions of cells. And those cells are working and working and working round the clock, never stops. They die in 120 days approximately, and the new cell growth is there. And so much, I can keep talking, the work of subconscious mind. Maybe 2 million work is being performed by subconscious mind every day without you knowing about it. You just know about, maybe you can experience the heartbeat, maybe by touching your pulse, or you can feel the breath. Rest all, you cannot sense how much work is being performed by your subconscious mind. And it is working automatically. We only do some harm to it. We don't give any support to it. Someone is doing a very hard work, carrying so much of burden of responsibilities. And what we do, we shake that person. We only give harmness by some shocking things in our mind. When we are in anxiety, when we are in stress, when we are in depression, when we are in worries and fear, what we are doing, we are giving shocks to this subconscious mind. And subconscious mind is performing so nicely in the body. It gives reactions there. And that's how we get into some disease and some disorder. We disturb our subconscious mind all the time. Since the time we get up till we sleep, we only disturb. We don't take care of it. In yoga, we suggest people to be calm, be balanced, be peaceful, so that your subconscious mind can work nicely and you be healthy automatically. If you want to remain healthy, take care of your This mind, which is intellect and manas and chitta and ego mind, don't give shocks. Our subconscious mind does not have shock absorbers. It doesn't have suspension. Like in the car, we drive, so we have suspension there. But there are certain automobile cars, they don't have suspension. So same way, our subconscious mind doesn't have suspension. Every time you do something wrong with your mind, you think wrong, you talk wrong, you do something opposite to the positive mind, and it gets a shock there. And that's how we get into all the disorders. So conscious mind, and this is subconscious mind. Then this is unconscious mind, which is named as unconscious. But it doesn't mean it will remain unconscious all the life. If a yogi wants, they receive all the wisdom, all the knowledge through this mind only. They go into sadhana and they awake, they open up the unconscious mind. The intuitive mind starts to function now. Unconscious mind is the mind through which God speaks to you. If you have heard about all those big saints of India, Sant Gyaneshwar, or Tulsidas, or Kabir, or Rahim, or Buddha, or Vivekananda, they have opened up the unconscious mind through which you receive the knowledge. The wisdom comes from God through subconscious, unconscious mind. It comes when you are into sadhana, even it comes when you are into sleep. You are sleeping and you get up and you say, sometimes you see this, the work of unconscious mind. I tell you how. When you dream from this mind, the first layer of this mind. You're not from your other minds. You're unconsciously, you are something coming. But once you control it, even in the dream, something comes which is about to happen. Something which is about to happen tomorrow or day after or someday. You visualize those things, and you say, "Oh, I have seen the same thing in my dream." So some miraculous experiences are there occasionally, accidentally, during the sleep. But with the yogis, they reach there with the conscious effort. First, they control all these four minds. They reach the intelligence, then they reach the conscious. That's why in yoga we say, witness your breath. Then your mind is not witnessing, your consciousness is witnessing. Slowly, first your mind is witnessing, then gradually you go ahead and you are witnessing from the consciousness. Then when you're witnessing, your subconscious is functioning fine, you can reach unconscious mind and receive all the wisdom, all the knowledge. This is what has happened to Buddha. He had been trying to get what he wanted, the answers from various people in his kingdom. Then someone said, there is no such scholar in your kingdom who can answer your questions. He said, okay, I will leave the kingdom. He went to one ashram, another ashram, one sadhu, another sadhu, and he could not get the right answer, satisfaction from their answerings. And one day, by the grace of God, he found a stone under a tree and got to sit there. Closed the eyes. Everything happened automatically. He went beyond the mind, consciousness, and then the unconscious mind revealed all the knowledge, all the wisdom to him, and he became an enlightened person. So there are steps. First, we you be aware, then you be conscious or witness, then you go beyond and you become realized. Because self-realization. Once you reach the conscious mind, you become a realized person, self-realized person. Means you realize the self, the real self, who is not this body, not this mind, not this name, not this Radheshyam Mishra. That real self is realized through the consciousness, through the conscious mind. The next level, detachment, nirvana, complete detachment. After detachment, illumination, kaivalya, enlightenment. All these process is done by the consciousness, the chetana, not by this mind, ordinary mind. So friends, somehow this topic came up when Nutanji asked me, what should we talk? I said something about the mind, and this is where I'm working now. I was in sadhana in Brazil when we discussed these things. So I thought to share these things. Maybe you understood some part of it. And if not, maybe you can connect with me or read the books, practice yoga. You'll understand what I mean to say. There is a process of to go towards divinity, following yogic path from an ordinary person to a divine person, or dissolving with the divine. That is the whole purpose of a real classical yoga, not this yoga for body. If anyone has any question, they may ask me, or anywhere you want to say something, or you want me to explain more, tell me.
Sir, first of all, thank you so much for sharing so many things in your talk. And in the end, you have summarized this topic like first, you need to become aware. Second, you need to become observer. And third, you need to become, connect with that consciousness. And then you will realize that you are in you. Explained so nicely and so many examples. Rightly, you have said that when you go to some place like your ashram here, Satyadhara Yoga Life, environment itself make you clear, and your process become very easy to reach towards your consciousness. And today you have given so much time to this online platform of AYG Academy, and this occasion is also very nice, Onam. So oneness is our main, goal today and onwards from this mode. So we should, spread this yoga like you have already done so much work in small time. I really felt so nice when I enter into this ashram. Immediately, I am switched off completely from my busy life from in Mumbai, where I was leaving so many things. Even in lockdown, there is a lot of online work was going on, and here also it is happening. But peace, what required for one human being, that comes definitely environment plays a very important role. So I thank you. I don't think there is a question, but yes, if our participant want to say something, they are most welcome. We are still here for 5 minutes. Sharmila ji, thank you so much for being present and keeping your screen on so that we can see you. Other participants are there. Even Vanita, she is now expecting mother from US. She has joined. Anupam is regularly follower. All the yoga online event he attend. So Sharmila ji, do you want to say something?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Radheshyam, Mr. Sir, and Dr. Nutan, ma'am. Thank you.
So, sir, I think all participant has received your message very nicely, because you're, by seeing you only, that peace comes. You are so humble, and everybody calls him as a Guruji. So even from today onwards, I will call you Guruji, because I found that person in you, who enlighten by just being present with them. So thank you so much, sir, and see you soon again. And we will keep doing such an event for our participant and spread this message of yoga. Leave yoga, don't talk yoga. That is what I heard, last 2 days, and I am seeing that he is living his yoga life. Thank you so much. Dhanyavad. Namaste. Wish you all very happy Onam again from both of us. And bye bye. Take care. Thank you.